911, what's your emergency?
Hello guys, welcome back to Freedom Homestead. I am Jack.
And I am Tangi.
And we just wanted to do this video to update you on some things. A lot of you have reached out to us in an incredible way, and we owe it to you to kind of let you know a little bit about how things are going and where we're at this point. Today is Saturday, and I guess you could say, what, Tuesday morning?
May the 4th.
It was May the 4th?
It was May the 4th.
Okay.
May the 4th be with you.
I was thinking that. Well, anyway, so today's Saturday, Tuesday morning, our world changed temporarily. And we, you know, on our channel at Freedom Homestead, we really let you into our lives. You know, how we homeschool our kids, how we grow our own food, you know, just, it's a channel about our life. And we have developed a family among our Homestead viewers and YouTube viewers. And so, you know, many of you are like family to us. So that's why we're sharing this, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, I guess we won't go in, we will go into some detail, but we won't go into great detail. We may actually cover more of that on our Monday night live shows, when we can actually interact and talk to people and see the questions and try to answer them. So where do you want to start?
Let's start Tuesday morning at 6:09 a.m.
I knew it was about 6 o'clock. I didn't know exactly.
It was 6:09. I grabbed my phone. So we're laying in bed, and we went to bed knowing that we were having severe weather in our area. Tornado watches, flooding rains, you know, hail, all that stuff. So we went to bed with that knowledge, and you actually woke up a couple of times in the night checking the weather.
Yeah, I actually woke up around midnight and checked the radar, and we had just done our Monday night live the night before, and we actually, you know, kind of ended our video with there's severe weather coming through a lot of areas, and we hope everybody's okay. I remember talking about that.
That seems like a lifetime ago.
Yeah, it seems like that was like a month ago.
Yeah. So I woke up to the sound of, at first it sounded like somebody was walking around the house really hard. Our floor kind of creaks.
Like an old wood floor, how it kind of pops and cracks when you walk on it. If you don't have a whole lot of support.
But I was just kind of waking up, so, you know, I wasn't really sure what was going on. And then there was a series of loud pops and then a crash. And I thought a tornado had just hit our house. And I said, there's something going on with the house.
So I'm jumping out of bed because she's yelling something's going on, and I jump out of bed. I'd only been awake half a second, and I'm up, and then I immediately fall to the floor. And I didn't know why, and now looking back, I know why, because our house completely tilted. And I just yelled, get the kids and go to the basement.
Right. So I run out of our room, and he runs out with me, and we run, you know, into, if you've seen our videos, you kind of know the layout of our house. We go into the living room, which looks into the kitchen, and you stopped first, and you said, what's wrong with the deck? And I look, and our deck is actually up, like where the steps are.
You saw one end of the deck sticking way up in the air.
And Emily also came out of her room about the same time because it woke her up. And you said our deck fell in.
Yeah, one of us did.
Yeah. And about that time you said you hear water. Is our basement flooding? And I said, surely not. So
there's other things were happening too. We were trying to get Parker
Right.
And his
trying
door
to-
wouldn't open for some reason.
Right.
And then
I run into our room and throw on some jeans because clearly something's going on and we're going to have to call somebody. And so after I get my jeans on, I decide to go look in the basement to see where the water sound was coming from, and it was like a nightmare.
it was a whole other world down there. It looked...
It was just unbelievable.
If you watch, I'm not trying to be dramatic or dramatize this video for the sake of, I'm not trying to do that. But if you watch war movies where you see somebody shoot a missile into a building and blow the side of the building out, and then the aftermath, when I went down my stairs and looked, that's what it looked like.
Yeah, just that whole
And
wall was gone.
We had a moment then. We pretty much freaked out.
Yeah. I just remember all I could just say was, oh my gosh, and it was just like automatic tears and can't breathe. It was just,
I grabbed my jeans and my muck boots and my phone, and I'm telling Parker, get your screwdriver, take the door off the hinges. He's not doing that, and then I noticed I could smell gas.
We have a
everywhere.
propane heater downstairs, and the lines were broken.
I think you said go out the window. And
No,
so
he said I'm going out the window.
He said I'm going out the window.
I said there's no ground, and he said what? And I said there's a hole out there, son. You can't jump out the window. But whenever he heard you say I smell gas, he said I'm jumping out the window. But thankfully there was just enough ground under one of his windows that he could kick the screen out and get out.
And that was the Lord.
That was the Lord.
The Lord took out the entire floor out back of the house except the spot he needed.
Yep.
We've been on an emotional roller coaster this week. We've had our moments where we've broke down, where we've cried. Very quickly, we've been lifted up, very quickly, by the support of our community and our church family.
Our church family have been incredible.
I'm gonna fast forward, just for the sake of time, because I know over the next few weeks and maybe months this is gonna be ongoing saga that we'll share with you.
Yeah, we'll document
Wear
it.
our heart on our sleeve, so to speak.
We'll document it in hopes that it helps someone else, but also for us to look back and remember all of this.
Yeah. So my daughter had already gone outside and called 911. I didn't know that, so when I get outside, I'm calling 911, and they already say people are on their way, which I was grateful for that. I actually took a picture it's also in the middle of a torrential downpour with lightning, thunder, everything's still going on, and really we still don't know what happened. Did a tornado kind of push the back of the house? What, we didn't know. I did take an initial picture. I said I've got to take a picture because I don't know what's going to happen in the next few minutes.
Right. Well, it looked at the moment like our house was getting ready to fall in.
Yes, we thought the whole thing was going to crash down. So I took a picture outside. The lights are still on. The power's still on. We still had Wi-Fi. And so, we're putting the picture up so you can see it. But so probably right after that photo, fire department shows up, sheriff's department shows up, then the electric company shows up. They cut the power off. I had already run to the propane tank and turned the gas off. So I got the gas off. The water company cut the water off. Now, the water company did not get there till about an hour into this.
Right.
For the entire hour, water pipes were broke down in the basement because when the wall exploded out, it took out the water heater. It threw the water heater to the far side of the basement.
Yeah.
So, and when we went down and saw the initial carnage, it was dry in the basement. Completely dry, except for that water pipe.
Right.
But by the time they turned the water off, there was probably
About
that much water in our basement from that busted water pipe. It wasn't from the storm.
Right.
So anyway, they all show up. Finally, the storms quit. Emergency management had arrived. Even county officials had arrived.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't expecting that.
No. Well, one reason is not only did we get hit, but a couple of where we live, some of the country roads, the county roads, some of the county roads got completely washed out. I actually talked to an Amish guy, and he talked about his brother, the buggy and the horse got washed away, and he climbed a tree.
Emily was telling me about that.
Yeah, just insane. But anyway, so the rest of that day was just pretty much an emotional roller coaster. You instantly started putting stuff on Facebook just saying, hey, please pray for us. We're not quite sure what's just happened, if we've lost the whole house. Mm-hmm. Over the next day is when our church family just showed up in an amazing way.
Right. Well, actually, our pastor showed up within 45 minutes to an hour after we got out of the house, and has pretty much not left our side since. You guys have met him. He's been on the channel before.
Yep.
He's been an amazing friend through all of this, and a wonderful help.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm a deacon at our church, and one of our other deacons, he has access to big machines. He hauls heavy machinery for all kinds of contractors, big contractors, and he just started calling them, and they said, and he got a hold of one that says, I've got some equipment I'm not using. As long as I don't have to use it, it's yours. So he went and got this enormous excavator, big track hoe.
Big track hoe, yeah.
And between him and our pastor, myself, about 5 or 6 other church members,
and then one family friend.
Yeah, and the neighbor, and our neighbor. We immediately started trying to brace the house. I talked about the county, even county not building inspectors, but county management started showing up, and they said, whatever the insurance says, yes or no, you got to shore up this house or you're going to lose it all. So they gave us the go ahead. They said, do what you've got to do. Even our insurance adjuster said, do what you've got to do to prevent further damage.
Right. So
we've been working, they've been excavating out to get, first thing we had to do was get the deck out. We had a lot of cutting and sawing and getting that deck out, getting pieces out. Then slowly we started putting in braces that the county engineers recommended we do that first. They actually kind of had a plan, and our excavator driver, he agreed, I'll follow your plan, I'll do what you want. And then after that, they would deem it safe for us to start entering to collect stuff.
Right.
So the last couple of days, that's all we've been doing, is trying to excavate out everything inside the basement. We were trying to salvage what we could, but most of the stuff we had down there is gone, including our library with all of our books, whether it's gardening books, whether it's my church books, all of my caving stuff,
pictures,
photos,
family photos,
a lot of family photos, and old videotapes of when the kids were little.
Yeah. They were born.
Our central heat and air unit is down in the basement, and it scooted it. It's knocked it away. So I mean, it's not just repairing a basement wall. It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, and once we are able to get the house set back down on a foundation, then we're going to have to address the issues at the top of the house. So there's roof,
that side of the
walls,
house,
floors.
yes, drywall is cracked. All the floor joists are intact. There's no cracking or anything like that. No windows were broken.
Right.
Several doors did not open. We talked about our son going out the window. By the time I got my jeans on and my muck boots, I kicked the door open, and that's when the dog came running out.
Bless her
The
heart.
dog was like, "I'm out of here."
Yeah. Georgia sleeps in Parker's room, and whenever we were out and we were all standing looking into the house, we could see Georgia sitting on Parker's bed going, "What are y'all doing out there?"
And then on the other end of the house goes into our laundry room, which we had I needed to get some stuff out of there, clothes wise. Couldn't get that open. I couldn't get that door open either. So I said, well, I'll kick it open. I kicked it a couple times and it wasn't budging. And by that time I was just having a moment. And I guess the adrenaline got going because I kicked and the door did not open, but my foot went through the door. It went plumb through the door. And I thought to myself, well, that's odd. Guess I got to get a new door too, But anyway.
But that door is the least of our worries.
Once you get a hole in the door, it's easy to open. Well, I kicked it again and it opened that second time. But anyway, that's just a side note. But yeah, today was a really huge day because not only did we get we got these big beams to brace up the house, and we're showing footage of everything, but we got these big supports to support the house from coming down, and we need to continue to put more support under it. But it's good the way it is. At least it's stabilized.
Right.
It's not perfect, especially when you got just a bunch of guys. Let's put one here and there. We're not engineers or builders, but we're doing the best we can. But another one of our church members brought his skid steer, basically a bobcat on rubber tracks. And we excavated out an area for him to drive that thing down into the basement. And he did an amazing job today hauling all the debris, all the concrete block, a lot of the brick off the side of our house fell down into it as well. All the computer desk and bookshelves and plastic shelving with all of our pantry stuff and some furniture and hot water heater and our deep freeze that was full of deer meat.
Meat that I got on sale.
So anyway,
butter. I had over a year's supply of butter that I had gotten on sale.
Yeah.
It's all gone.
Yeah. But anyway, that has all been cleaned out. The floor, the basement doesn't look clean, but we got all the debris.
Still muddy, but yeah.
We got all the debris out. And that has been, it actually looks like we're making progress.
Yeah.
And we've also gotten a lot of contact information on people that put in basement walls, whether it's poured concrete or concrete blocks. Supposedly one of the better guys in this area is going to go take a look at it either tomorrow or the next day and just see if he can do anything to help. He pours concrete, he doesn't lay blocks, and we would rather go that route, but he doesn't know if he can pour concrete with a house setting on top of it. That's usually not doable. But anyway, that's where we're at now is we're getting contacts of the experts. We've done what we can do, and now we're trying to call people that know how to remedy this situation and brace up all the other walls of the basement.
Yeah.
whether it's to excavate around them and backfill them with gravel, and then to put support beam, we just don't feel comfortable living in that house until it's fixed right.
Right.
Or every time it storms, I'm not going to sleep.
No.
I'm going to think, when's the house going to fall in again?
Right.
We're very gun shy right now.
Understandably so.
I know time will take care of that, but the place we're in tonight, I'm awake about every hour. If I hear something outside, if I hear a noise, if you get up to go to the restroom or something, I mean, I just get startled and I'm like, oh yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
So we're at that point, but we're also very grateful. God has blessed us. This is just stuff. We're healthy.
We're alive.
We're
All
alive.
of us.
We're not even hurt.
Right.
We're not even hurt. And we believe that even though it may cost us dearly in the financial pocketbook, we believe that it can be fixed. We don't know exactly how. We don't know exactly how long this is going to take. We don't know how much money it's going to take, and we don't know if we're going to get help from the people that we have insurance with.
Yeah, we've not been given an official.
We haven't got
answer.
their official report to tell us yes or no, but everything they are preliminary saying, we just hope and pray that the official report is different.
Right.
We'll cross that bridge here in the next few days, I'm sure. But you guys have reached out to us. So many comments that we've been reading. So many people have been sending us messages on our Facebook page, Freedom Homestead,
Instagram.
and Freedom Homestead Friends, and our Instagram pages. And it's overwhelming. We're so busy during the day, we just don't have time to look at social media right now. But when we come home and we're just so exhausted, we just have to just sit down. I'll spend the next hour or so just reading comments with tears. And we just want to tell you that we love you guys and we appreciate. We are reading all those messages, and if we're not responding back, please understand. But we are reading them, and we are very grateful to everybody. We just right now, maybe eventually we can get to that.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no way we can thank everyone that has reached out. My sister-in-law did start a GoFundMe for us. And I know a lot of people have been asking, is there a GoFundMe? Do they have a Venmo? Do they have a PayPal? It's difficult accepting help. But we know that people are going to ask, so I will put that in the description box below. But really, we just need prayers. More than anything, we need prayers.
We need prayers.
We do hope that our insurance comes through for us, but we also need guidance. We need wisdom in this.
Yeah.
And and that's where we're at.
Yeah. So I guess we'll end this here, and you'll be hearing more. If you follow us, you'll probably hear more about this in the coming days and weeks.
Yeah.
But we just wanted to make this initial video just to kind of, I guess, clarify some things. It wasn't a sinkhole that opened up. It wasn't
a flood.
It wasn't a flood. It wasn't an earthquake.
It
wasn't a tornado.
No, the house did not completely collapse, and we did not lose everything.
Yeah, well, we thought we did initially.
Well, we did, but we didn't tell anybody that.
But yeah, it's we'll get into more details as to kind of how and why it did happen. But it's more of the hydrostatic pressure, a lot of earth getting saturated, liquefying and pressing against a very long wall
and blowing it up.
Anyway,
Right.
and I know there's going to be all kinds of opinions on that too, but right now I'm kind of past that. I need to move forward and remedy the situation.
Right.
So, Lord willing, we will try to do a Monday Night Live. Again, this is Saturday night, so hopefully we will have this video up
Tonight?
later on tonight. Yeah.
I think we did pretty good doing it all in one take.
Yeah.
And I told Jack not to add any like sad music to the background for dramatic
No.
effect.
No.
And he went, I will remember you.
But at the beginning of the video, that is the actual audio. Our son was recording the sound of the thunderstorm while he slept.
He likes storms.
Because he's a storm guy, and I've said this
He gets it
before.
from you.
I like storms. I like watching lightning, and my son and I would start our own storm chasing team if we could. We just don't want people to suffer because of the storms.
Right.
It's just amazing to see the power of them and not the effects of them.
Yeah.
I guess you could say.
Not their destructing
So
power
yeah, the audio is the sound
of the house breaking.
of that wall
Yeah.
blowing in.
Yep.
Anyway,
So in a nutshell, the basement wall blew out. We escaped unharmed. We are blessed.
big time.
We have a place to stay,
Yes.
and we move forward
Yes. And we do still feel incredibly blessed.
beyond
And
belief.
if some of y'all are not Christians, if y'all don't believe in God, then you're not going to like hearing our videos over the next few months, because
God's hand has
we're
been
going
in
to talk
this
about
from the beginning.
how good God is,
Yeah.
and if something like that happens, it could have turned out a whole lot worse.
We could be planning a funeral.
Yeah, but you never know what's going to happen when you go to bed, if you're going to wake up the next day, and if you don't know where you're going to lift your eyes up in eternity, which is real.
Which is real.
You need to pray with all your heart for God to give you a peace about where you're going, and take that burden away. That is true salvation. And I'm so thankful that everyone in this house, our children and us, have that moment where we were heartbroken and burdened and just begged God in prayer, and we felt that burden taken away in peace. So you're going to hear about that. That's part of who we are as well.
Yeah.
There have been people also saying, hey, if maybe the GoFundMe is not enough and you can't get the insurance to help, maybe we should rally with some t-shirts or armbands or something just to raise
Some kind of
funds. I don't
fundraiser.
know if we'll do that, but you never know. I don't know what tomorrow will hold and what next week. But at least people have put that bug in our ear. So
Yeah.
I don't know. So you want to go ahead and sign us off?
Well,
I don't know.
I guess I can.
And Monday night we'll actually have additional things to add that we haven't talked about tonight.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there is a lot. There is a lot, not just in what initially happened, but everything that has followed.
And things that
After.
we had done in preparation, because you always talk about being prepared. something bad happened to us, we had to bug out, and I guess you could say we were kind of ready for that in a way.
Okay.
So there'll be more to say about that later.
So until next time, guys, remember to be vigilant, always be prayerful, and be prepared. God bless.
Yeah.